Hello everybody and welcome back to Perjury. Today we are starting the third case. Magic and perjury. Oh. March... Azure City Police Precinct number 5, Station Offices. Hold on. Please, I just need a little more time. I'm sorry, but this isn't up for debate. If the captain says it's closed, it's closed. But it's been long enough. I need you working elsewhere. Have you finished? Have the finished case report on my desk by the end of the day. Yes, ma'am. I don't know who this is. April 24th, 8 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5. Station lobby. It's only my second week at this job and I already feel like I've aged 10 years. Hey, my badge. Profiles. Oh, I have all of you. Thanks to her help, we managed to solve the case behind Shantra's assault. She's outwardly polite and optimistic, though I unfortunately learned that she's quite ruthless in an interrogation room. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of these. How could so much paperwork pile up so quickly? When I die, I hope I'm reborn into a paperwork-free life. Are you monologuing to yourself again? Miss Earl, I'm ready for the new day. That's the spirit. I wanted to tell you, Chandra was finally released from the hospital. She's waiting in the interrogation room. As much as I would love to have you do the job you were actually hired for, this is more important. Everyone else is already waiting, so get going. Yes, ma'am! April 24th, 8:07 a.m. Azure City Police Precinct number 5, interrogation room. Hi. I think this is a conflict of interest. Welcome to our little get-together, Miss Assistant. Chandra, this is Justina Smith, my assistant for this investigation. Nice to meet you, Miss Smith. I forgot her voice. Miss Assistant, please read the judge's codes. You have read your rights, and you are fully aware that this interrogation is recorded as deemed by law. Unless stated otherwise, everything you say is of your own free will and is not coerced in any way. However, you will be held in custody until it has been deemed that you can't be charged with any crime. Thank you, Miss Assistant. Chandra, Hannah already confessed to your involvement in the robbery, so we can skip over that. However, she also claimed that you believed the Eubanks were siphoning off money from the charity fund. Do you have any evidence for this alleged embezzling? I do. I keep all my records in my room, behind the wallpaper. Unfortunately, we already checked there. All we found there was your passport and some unrelated documents. That's impossible! Someone must have taken it! We have reason to believe that Mr. Eubank may have taken something from you, from your room. If you had proof, that's likely what he took. This is slanderous. You have no proof of any of these claims. Why are you here? It's clear you never had any evidence of this supposed embezzlement. You should drop this while you're ahead, detective. What the fuck are you doing here? We're perfectly within our bounds to investigate these claims. If you intend to interfere, you can exit the room. Nothing more to say. Good. Chandra, we'll need to get your official statement on these matters. I'll tell you everything I know. Statement. I kept track of the donors to the Klaus charity, as well as the accounting. After doing the math, roughly 25,000 alms were missing from the charity money. The money was redirected to a shell company called BG Turtles LLC. If we didn't grab the media's attention, it would have gone completely unnoticed. Lear's statement. Chandra claims that roughly 25,000 alms were transferred from the charity fund to a shell corporation, BG Turtles LLC. Her proof of the embezzlement has gone missing. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Do you know why the money was missing?
No, I couldn't find any legitimate reason for the money to have been transferred like that.
I hope you realize, without any evidence, all we have here is your testimony.
And your testimony doesn't exactly give us much to work off of.
Nevertheless, we intend to investigate these claims.
You can't be serious. She's already proven herself as unreliable, and you're going to take her word on the matter?
I'm going to find out the truth behind this, Mrs. Eubank. Surely you should have no problem with that. With that, I believe we can conclude this little meeting.
Then I'll be leaving. Chandra? I'm afraid to say that, as of now, you're officially terminated from your job.
Turn of the page. Why are you even here? You're not acting as her lawyer.
I know you've been through a lot, but we have no other choice. You can collect your things when this is over.
Well, I'm kind of just in jail. Well,
Wait! She stormed off in a hurry. I can't say I expected anything else. Embezzlement or not, I still committed a crime. Suppose I deserve this.
If it means anything, I promise we will see this through to the end. We should go, Justina.
I hate to just leave, but it's best we get going. Please tell me leaving the interrogation room with a sense of guilt isn't normal.
I mean, you didn't leave with a sense of guilt last time, did you? Find out who's behind it. BG Turtles LLC. What's in my investigation?
According to Chandra, 25,000 alms were embezzled from the class charity. It seems a certain monoclad man stole the proof, however.
You should only feel guilty if you've done something wrong. We have nothing to be ashamed of. Sue will look after Chandra for now. We have a case to solve.
But we barely have anything to go on. How do we even investigate this?
If we couldn't find anything at the Eubank estate, that means the next best place to look would be the orphanage itself.
But if the orphanage was involved, doesn't that mean it's possible there was no embezzlement? Mr. Eubank could have been holding onto the money for safekeeping.
He's right. We'll have to keep an open mind. Either way, the orphanage should contain all the answers we need. So, are you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Hold on just a minute, you two. Miss Earl, what is it? If you're going to the orphanage, you'd better take a look at this first. How did you...
She knows everything that goes on in the station. What do you have for us?
You remember that vandalized car report from last month?
Of course I remember.
That's a face of pure guilt if I've ever seen him on. On March 14th, the orphanage director was involved in a car crash after the brakes on his car failed.
Alright, that case. Wasn't Sophie assigned to that?
She was. The landlady reported that the brakes in Bill's car were vandalized by an unknown person. However, she never found the culprit. The director ended up asking for the charges to be dropped after he failed to turn anything up. Why didn't you help the detective?
She was promoted earlier that month. It was her first big case, and I wanted her to solve it on her own. Otherwise, she'd just think it was all me.
I see. Poor Sophie. The case might be closed, but it's a good reason to reach out to Bill. I'd suggest you keep the embezzlement to yourself until you can find out why they know. What they know, not why they know. Detective Swift and I will see what we can dig up on Big Turtles in the meantime. Shouldn't she be joining us? The car crash was her case. That's why she can't. The case is closed. You're not there to solve it. It's your cover. But still... Do I make myself clear? Yes, ma'am. Here's the case report. It should get you up to speed on things. "5 weeks ago, on March 14th, around 2 p.m., police were notified of a car accident at the Klaus orphanage. Bill Claus, the orphanage's director, crashed into a tree after a brake failure. Our investigation found that the brakes had been purposefully tampered with, classifying the case as attempted homicide. Witness reported seeing an unknown suspect fleeing the scene around the time of the accident. However, our investigation failed to conclusively identify the culprit. Detective Sophie Swift." Okay.
Thanks for digging this up for us.
All I did was find the file. If anyone asks, you ask me to find it for you. Oh, and Justina, when you solve this case, take it easy on the drinking. I know what you and Sophie get up to after these cases. Oh! How did you... Oh, forget it.
That's you for you. Now, let's get going.
Investigate the Klaus orphanage for clues. Okay. It's impossible to keep anything a secret around here. Not with her around. April 24th, 8:30 a.m. Klaus orphanage. Parking lot. I thought we were going to the orphanage. This looks like a motel.
It used to be. Ubing Investments helped convert this old hotel into an orphanage a few years ago. At the time, it was the orphanage's only choice, so they took it.
You sure do know a lot about this place.
The director and I go way back. I've been back in high school. But we can talk about that later. Let's head over to his office.
Still thinking about Chandra. Watching her get fired like that, it was rough.
Well, I certainly don't hold much respect for the Eubanks, but you could tell, Mrs. Eubank didn't want to do that.
If you were in their shoes, would you fire her?
No, I wouldn't. I would have given her a second chance. What about you?
I think I'd have to. She broke their trust. Justified or not, you can't really recover from that.
Well, all we can really do now is solve this case, to ensure Chandra's job termination wasn't in vain.
Yeah, we'll do it for Chandra.
Motel.
I've gotta say, this is a bit of a dreary-looking building. I thought my apartment building is much better.
It may not look like much, but the kids here, it's home. It's an older building, but they keep it in good shape.
I'm surprised it's still here. The land it's on is probably worth a good amount.
Maybe so, but I'd rather see it used for something good like an orphanage rather than some luxury condo.
You've got a good point. The city has already seen enough gentrification. There's some pretty yellow flowers over here. It's nice to see some greenery amongst all this concrete. Let's see. It looks like there's a sign with them. We all who live here grow as strong and beautiful as these poppy flowers.
These flowers were put here by Mrs. Eubank. Glad to see them still here.
It sounds like Mrs. Eubank, that's for sure. You know, we could have parked closer. This lot is pretty empty.
I don't want any children to see a police car pull up and think there was trouble. So I always park further away when I visit.
Why would they think that?
If a child runs away, the police are called. When a child needs protection from a bad household, the police are called. Last thing I want these kids worrying about is Bill getting in trouble. Personally, I feel like these things should be left up to social services, not us. Let the specialists handle cases involving children. It's what they're trained for.
I never considered any of that. Here I was only thinking about walking less. Looks like a garage. I don't think I've ever seen a motel with a garage.
The original owners of the place used to live here, so that's where they stored their vehicles. Now it's used for maintenance.
I wonder what's inside.
There's not much to see. Maybe we'll swing by later.
April 24th, 8:38 a.m. Klaus Orphanage, Director's Office. Hello? Anyone home?
Ernest! What are you doing here? Bill, good to see you. Let me introduce you to my assistant. Justina, this is Bill Klaus, Director of the Klaus Orphanage. Bill, this is Justina, the newest member of our precinct.
Wasn't he the guy that was seen at the end of last case? Bill Klaus, age 35, birthday October 1st, occupation driver, location Bill's office, the director of the Klaus Orphanage and a close friend of Detective Hunt. He was involved in a car accident last month, perpetrator of which was never found. Hold on. No. It's not the same person. I'm just fucking stupid. I'm just stupid.
Nice to meet you. Congratulations on joining the force.
Thanks. Do I seriously look like a police officer?
Back on topic.
Why are you here?
Can an old friend just say hi? You never come here just to say hi, Ernest.
What do you want? No, I shouldn't use that voice, because that's the voice I give the other guy. I guess I could give him the Adachi voice. No, it's too similar. I guess I could have the same voice.
You got me. I'm here about the accident last month. We never did catch the culprit, so I wanted to change that.
Not this again. Look, Ernest, I already told the police to drop it. It's water in the under the bridge now.
I'm not here as a police officer, but as a friend. Someone almost killed you. I'm not letting them get off scot-free.
Kind of impressed how we can lie about a real reason.
Then why wait a month?
Andy saw right through it.
This isn't really my jurisdiction. I'm not supposed to be investigating this. I guess you could say that I've finally entered my loose cannon cop phase.
Loose cannon cop phase?
If I acted too quickly, the lieutenant would throw the book at me. But he's likely forgotten about this case by now.
Fine, whatever. I believe you. I really don't have much to say about the matter, but I'll tell you what I told the last detective. I had just gotten out of a meeting with the landlady when I headed out for my car. Meg was fixing it up for me. I didn't see her around, so I figured she was done. I had barely left the parking lot before the brakes failed and I crashed. Thankfully, I was driving slowly, so I wasn't hurt badly. Can't say the same for my car, though. I haven't been able to drive it since. Klaus's statement. On the day of the accident, Bill had left a meeting with his landlady when the brakes in his car failed. As he was driving slowly, he was uninjured.
Meg? You mean your Meg was working on it?
Yep, all those years working with the landlady is paying off. Here's Meg!
When Bill set this whole place up, she was the one of the first kids here. I never thought I'd see her all grown up.
You know, she still doesn't want to go to college. She just wants to work in some mechanic shop. I keep telling her that she's capable of more, but she won't listen.
Let her live before she becomes old and crusty like us.
You're 35. Fuck you mean old and crusty? Speak for yourself. I'm still as strong as an ox.
You could be too if you ever join me at the gym. If the gym ever gets robbed, I'll be there right away. Until then, a detective's job is never done. Right. Always with the excuses, Ernest. Well, since you're here, I suppose you can stay for a while. It's not much, but it's home. Excuse the mess. I haven't had the time to tidy things up.
It's like a teenager's bedroom.
We could help you clean up.
No, I'll get to it later.
So, never.
No comment. Let's see. Looks like the orphanage's ledger. Expenses for last month were 15,000 alms, and he paid them all on time. My dad could learn a thing or two about record keeping. Better write this down before I get caught snooping. Klaus's financial ledger, a ledger of the orphanage's expenses from last month, totaling 15,000 alms, all of which were paid for on time. Hold on. This painting looks familiar. Oh, Chandra had the same painting on in her room. Hey, Bill, where'd you get this?
It was a gift from the Eubanks. Then had some cheesy line attached to it. With hard work and diligence, anyone can soar to great heights. Priceless coming from a family born from wealth. It's like someone stuffed with food, wondering how anyone could go hungry. Stone deaf as it may seem, it's inspiring for the kids. I, for one, would like to think we can live in a world where that's true.
I guess that explains why it's mass-produced. Maybe Chandra keeps the painting in her room for the same reason. That's a nice-looking TV. It was part of the motel before we moved in. There's one just like it in every room. Must be tough getting the kids to focus on homework with all those TVs around. That's what I thought, but all that's on them is public access in the news. Turns out the landlady's family never paid for more than the most basic cable package. Now I feel bad for them. You've got a lot of sticky notes here. They're called sticky notes for a reason. He's been stuck to them for his entire life. It's a small price to pay in order to keep track of everything. You've got receipts here from last month. Talk about organized. I don't remember the last time I kept a receipt for something. Whenever Meg or I order anything, I keep the receipts for at least 3 months. Looks like she ordered brakes at 1:15 p.m. on the day of the accident. Better write that down. Car brakes receipt. A receipt for car brakes purchased by Meg at 1:15 p.m. on the day of the crash. The brakes were ordered for pickup at a local auto parts store. Leaving trash on the floor. Even my teenage room was cleaner than this. Wait, what's this? Red Line Insurance? Just throw it in the trash can. It's worthless. Isn't insurance important? It's who I get my car insurance from. They refused my claim for repairs after the crash. Why? It's not your fault. Try telling them that. They used every trick in the book to make it look like I was irresponsible. So, I gave up. I have kids to take care of and other life obligations. I don't have time to fight a claim like this. But you shouldn't give up. It's your car. Unfortunately, that's how they get you. Wear you down until it's too much of a hassle to keep going. People at Red Line might as well be running an organized crime ring. Doesn't matter anyways. I was able to get the money together to repair the car myself. I feel bad for Belle. Maybe we can settle this soon. I should keep note of this letter. Insurance letter. A letter from Bill's insurance company disputing his claim for damages on his car. Hey, it's a spinny chair. I just bit my fucking tongue. Ow. We have some in the office, but this one looks way more cozy.
If you have to sit on a chair all day, you need something good to support your back. This was the best investment of my life.
Hey, detective, you think Suga could have some of these chairs?
I think that would require you to stay at your desk for more than an hour.
Well, it was worth a shot. Why open an orphanage in a motel? It's so unusual.
It is, but this is an important location. It's within walking distance of both Whitehall Academy and the Church of the First Lotus. Providing a good academic and spiritual education took priority over everything else.
Whitehall Academy?
It's a pretty prestigious school, the best one in the city. It admits all grades. Normally, tuition is too expensive for most families. However, Whitehall Academy offers merit-based scholarships for lower-income students who pass the rigorous entrance exam.
All the children here go there?
Yep. I created this orphanage specifically for children who could attend Whitehall. When I met brilliant children like Megan, I wanted to provide that opportunity for them. Any child with the aptitude could come and stay here.
Why set up an orphanage just to be close to a school? Can the orphanage be wherever and still send the children...
And still send the children go to Whitehall? Literally unplayable.
And still send the children to Whitehall?
In theory, yeah. In theory, yes, but in practice, no. Before coming here, some of the kids lived over an hour away, excluding traffic. The time adds up, and most would rather go to a closer school. For them, school is school, each one the same. But it's not. Where you learn impacts your whole life. Bill speaks from experience. He lived outside the city, but still showed up early every day. It was like he slept in the school. Unlike you, practically ran to class right before the bell rang. Every single day. Hey, I still got perfect attendance. But if anyone knows the importance of a short commute, it'd be him. Maybe small, but for these kids, it gives them the time I wish I had. In my case, this was the only place I could get, so I buckled down and got it. Might have seemed crazy at first, but we made it work. The landlady could give you more details. She's in her office today. She's in a meeting right now, but no, you won't let that stop you. When you want to add them as assistant, let me know.
Oh, god damn.
I didn't get anybody else, no. Investigate Bill Cost's office, investigate the landlady's office.
Why are you so against Meg being a mechanic? Sounds like to me like she found her passion in life.
She's capable of so much more. Her grades prove it. She could attend the best college in the city. But instead, she just wants to work on cars all day. She found her passion only because of this chance you gave her. Isn't that a success?
You know what, my parents are pretty adamant that I go to art school when I graduated. They're both artists, so it made sense to them. They thought I had a lot of potential for it. I didn't want to disappoint them, so I did it. I like art and I learned a lot, but ultimately, it wasn't for me. Now, all I have to show for it is a degree I'll never use. My actual job is the furthest thing from art you can get. If you push Meg to go to college for something she doesn't have to drive for, she'll just be wasting her time. A time she could be spending pursuing her true dream.
I suppose you have a point. I'll give it some thought.
Why did you ask the police to drop the case? Don't you want us to catch the person who caused it?
To tell you the truth, I already know who did it.
You do? I thought...
But if Swift says the kid didn't do it, and he didn't do it.
Hold on, what kid?
Just some kid from the area. He went to school with Meg and graduated last year. When rumor went around about the crash, he took credit for the thing.
And you're only saying this now? Why wouldn't you want him arrested?
The Detective Swift had already looked into him. He's nothing more than a graffiti artist.
He says he did it, and he did it. But nevertheless, a lot of employers turn people down for a criminal record, no matter how small. Isn't that, like, illegal? Hold on. Oh. Okay, I'm incorrect. Okay, it has to be if you can't do it if the offense is related to the job. I don't want to ruin the kid's life. If you didn't actually do it, then why take credit for it?
How do we find out? How about we find out? Sophie wrote down where he hangs out. Let's go pay him a visit.
I didn't know that so many kids were capable of going to such a fancy school. I certainly couldn't. My childhood was spent struggling for a passing grade. There's a lot of children that, because of their circumstances, can't live up to their true potential. Orphan children, in particular, are pretty vulnerable to being ignored by the system. People don't think much about education for these kids. They think all they need to do is wait until they are adopted, thinking little about what happens if they aren't. That's why I fight against being a traditional orphanage. I want to break that stereotype. They all deserve a bright future, and I intend to give it to them. Now I feel bad for the kids who can't make it in. You're not alone, but Whitehall thankfully offers tests for all grades year-round. So if they fail once, they can always try again next time.
The Klaus Orphanage might seem strange, but there are few places with such lofty goals. I hope one day this place becomes the standard, not the exception.
I hope so too. No wonder he was upset about the robbery. This place means so much to him. I forgot the Church of the First Lotus Hotel was near here. What? Lotus Hotel? That's Percy Jackson. The First Lotus was near here. Parents often used to take me there when I was younger.
Getting the kids to attend is the hardest part. Most of them try to avoid coming if they can. I say let them choose if they want to or not. You're wasting your time if you force them.
Are you not religious, sir?
Religion and I don't get along. I respect Errol. Errol faithful, but you won't see me step inside a church willingly. The gods can't afford having one less faithful among us.
You shouldn't say that! Your next life might be a flower or bee if you're not careful.
Ernest never joined us at the church when we were younger. Even if he starts now, the best he'll get is a fish. I'll take my chances. Just promise me that if you see a handsome fish in your next life, you won't eat it.
Okay. Landlady's office? April 24th. Klaus Orphanage. Landlady's office. This is quite the office. It's you two again. It's you two again? Ferris? What are you doing here? My husband and I wanted to make sure our relationship with the Klaus Orphanage remains intact. Oh, my bad. My bad for skipping your animation. We're not going to stand around while you drag our company's name through the mud. You could even say that they want to make your company disappear. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the wondrous office of the world's greatest illusionist, Maggie Shawn. Hang on, your office? You're the landlady? She's not at all what I expected. Sure am. Now, pick a card. We're doing the magic, but her real name is any card. Her parents owned the metal before the orphanage was set up. Ferris! It told you to call me by my stage name! I spent a whole night coming up with it! It's nice to meet you, Maggie-chan. World's greatest illusionist. Any card. Age 28, birthday August 10th, occupation landlady and magician, aka Maggie-chan. She's the landlady of the Klaus Orphanage and is currently trying to make her big break as a stage magician. I'm Justina Smith, world's greatest police clerk. I knew you were a cop. My magical intuition told me so. A police clerk isn't... My magical intuition says you're here to talk about some kind of embezzlement claim?
Impressive! Your magical intuition is right yet again.
It's... Oh. Maggie! You know, this office is quite cluttered. Perhaps you could... on second thought, Annie is fine for now. You're an asshole! You're an asshole, Ferris. I don't like you. Right, as I was saying, I told Annie about it. If there are any bad apples here, she would know. In that case, what can you tell us about the charity? Well, I can give you the basic rundown. Statement. Eubank Investments raises money for the orphanage each year in accordance with the national charity standards. Any money raised by the Klaus charity can only be used directly for the orphanage. Each year, an audit takes place to ensure money is properly handled. Over the past 5 years we've raised money, we haven't failed a single audit. Mrs. Eubank's statement. According to Mrs. Eubank, any money raised by the Klaus charity can be used to pay for only orphanage expenses. Both parties have passed every audit.
You lawyers sure know how to say very little with a lot of words.
Anything more would be against the interests of Eubank Investments. Say, Annie, have you ever heard of BG Turtles? If you pick a card, I'll tell you. I know nothing about that, I assure you. Stop ruining my tricks! Oh well, it was worth asking.
Since we're here, do you mind if we ask you about the car crash last month?
Oh, that? I thought Bill decided to drop it.
We're here to investigate that matter as well.
Seems like a waste of time, but whatever. What do you want to know?
Can you tell us where you were before the crash?
Sure thing. I had a meeting with Bill around 1:30 p.m. that day. We took a break about 10 minutes later, and I showed off one of my tricks. We finished up around 1:50 p.m., and that's when Bill headed out. I saw someone running away from the building around then, but I couldn't make out who it was. Then, moments later, like magic, boom! Crashed his car! Card statement. Annie claims that she performed a magic trick for Bill at 1:45 p.m. She also claims that she saw someone running away right before the crash.
Thank you, Annie. Do you mind if we'd look around a bit?
Excuse you, but we're in a meeting right now.
Perfect, you can keep talking while we look around.
I don't mind. I got nothing to hide. Just don't go around trying to figure out my magic secrets. A magician never reveals those. How are things back at the estate? It must be different with Oliver and Chandra gone. Our home is shaken, but we are recovering. We've already started the search for their replacements. In fact, my husband and I have already found a prospective new chef. We plan to interview them tomorrow. I see. How about Fi? It must be quite the adjustment for her. You have no business to be discussing my daughter. I guess she's still upset with me. You brought up before that Bill passed every audit. Do you happen to have any proof of that? That kind of information is on a need-to-know basis. Need to pass... Well, I can tell you that he always paid his rent on time. Always from the orphanage's account, never a penny short. Annie, you don't just give out information like that. I'm just trying to help.
Don't listen to her. Your help is appreciated.
Well, it certainly does make our lives easier. If this is the sort of thing Ferris wants to hide from us, it has to be important. Better write it down. According to Annie, rent payments. According to Annie, all the orphanage's rent payments in the past month were paid on time from the orphanage's account. So tell me, what got you into magic? Poker, of course. Poker? Yeah, I used to play with my family back in the day. Once they left, I didn't have anyone to play with till the kids came. So I taught them all how to play one night, and now it's a tradition. Then one night, I decided to show them a card trick my dad taught me, and it was a hit. They kept begging me to show them more tricks, so I learned more. That's how I fell in love with art. With the art and stage magic was the natural evolution.
She's a natural. I got to see one of her tricks with Bill once, and she blew my socks off.
So, what kind of magic can you do? I do plenty, but sleight of hand is my favorite. Care for a demonstration? I don't know, card tricks seem a bit too childish. You take that back. Hey, a lot of work goes into those tricks, you know. Relax, honey. You can't please everyone. Sorry, I didn't mean anything but anything against you by it. I just don't really get it personally. What's your relationship with Bill like? In a professional sense, he's a great tenant. I've never had any problems with him. He's always paid the rent on time and he covers the maintenance. In return, his rent is dirt cheap. You won't find a better deal anywhere else in the city. Lucky Bill, my landlord just raised my rent again. In a professional sense, I'd consider him a good friend. He always runs by his plans for the orphanage with me, and I show him my latest tricks. Plus, having him around means I get to play with the kids. If it was not for Bill, I would have sold this place off a long time ago. Sounds like they have a pretty good relationship. I heard Bill's side of it, but why rent this motel to an orphanage? It's pretty simple, really. My family left me in charge of this place around 7 years ago. They all knew it wasn't going to last. Nobody really wanted a cheap room in this bustling city anymore.
See, I disagree with that. I mean, I don't think having a really cheap room, really cheap rooms is the greatest business model. I don't think you'd be able to make ends meet like that, but like, it's a city. You're always going to have somebody needing a place to stay.
And land prices went up and property tax along with it. I just couldn't afford to keep this place any longer. So after 2 years, I was desperately looking for a way out. That's when I met Bill. Bill came to Eubank Investments looking for property for an orphanage. However, he couldn't afford to buy anything outright. We drafted an agreement where Annie would keep ownership of the motel, but with the Klaus Orphanage as an exclusive renter. So only the Klaus Orphanage can rent here? So long as they keep paying rent, the Klaus Orphanage can stay. I drafted the lease myself. It's more solid than a liquid ginger in metal tea. I still have a copy of the lease here. You can take a look at it. Orphanage's lease. The lease agreement between the motel and the Klaus Orphanage, under which the Klaus Orphanage cannot be evicted except for unpaid rent. Looks like a box of videotapes. That's where I stored the recordings of different magic tricks. I like to watch famous magicians perform tricks, so I can study how they do it. It's like playing detective, watching the video over and over until I can figure it out. Watching a video again and again sounds like the worst type of detective work. Magic is all about misdirection. It's really easy to make people focus on one hand while you do something with the other. Once you spot the sleight of hand, you feel like a genius. If Detective Hunt ever makes me do this, I'm going back to management. What's in all these boxes? Oh, those are just some car parts I'm saving for Meg. Her birthday is coming up, so I got her some parts to upgrade her ride. Aren't car parts a bit of a strange gift? Not to Meg. Her car means everything to her. She got an old rust bucket of a car for free, and she turned it into her biggest project yet. Over the years, she managed to completely rebuild it. It went from not running at all to running better than my own car. She was finally able to drive it for the first time about 2 weeks ago. Dude, there's nothing more I could get her that she'd like more. I know a thing or two about cars, so I knew what to get her.
Speaking of Meg, is she here today?
Yeah, she's still working on Bill's car. What do you mean? She's been fixing it up in her free time since the accident. She's still missing some parts that Bill has to order, but she's been working on everything else in the meantime. If you want to see her, she's in the garage. Sure, I would love to meet her. Better write down what she said.
Meg's car, according to Miss Card?
Meg finished rebuilding her new car 2 weeks ago on April 10th. Miss Card provided her with parts and taught her much of the process. I remember these magic tricks. I saw them all the time as a kid. They are pretty simple, but the kids still love them. It never hurts to practice the basics. Want to see one? Maybe after we finish this case. What a quaint little window. Whose car is that? That would be mine. That's yours? But it's so modest. Figured you'd drive around in some kind of expensive sports car, or a 5-mile-long limo. Do you also think I swim in a pool of gold in my free time? Well, never mind. Well, whatever, I'll write this down anyways. Landlady's window. There's a quaint little window in the landlady's office near the door. There's a decent view of the motel, including the garage. I see you're interested in my magic box? It's part of a grand trick I'm unveiling at my next show.
You would love Trucy. You and Trucy would love each other.
What kind of trick? You take a card, I might say. The artist starts off with their hands free, but suddenly they're tied up. She then steps inside while tied up in rope, and walks out completely free. What? I want to see. Stop spoiling the fun! It's the last time I show you a trick ahead of time. Don't blame me, blame yourself. But I want to see the trick. Still, you must be pretty excited about that show. I am. It's always been my dream to go on tour with my magic. Oh, but this is just a local show. With all my responsibilities here at the orphanage, I can't really up and leave when I want to. So I consider this show to be like a practice run. Let's see, you wouldn't know know it by looking at it, but there seems to be some wheels in there, hidden underneath it. I can move it around pretty easily like this.
Looks like the back of the cabinet is loose. I think she can get through there.
What are you doing? You're ruining the magic.
A detective can't leave any stone unturned, Miss Assistant.
Well, too late now. Might as well add it to the evidence. Magic cabinet. A cabinet used for one of Annie's magic tricks. The back of the cabinet has a hidden door, and there are wheels underneath it to allow it to be moved easily. So, what kind of tricks do you use these cards for? There's a special one that there's a special one I like to play with the kids. We play poker, and I make their lunch money disappear. You gamble with kids? Only kidding. We just play every Friday for fun. No money involved. It's the one day of the week they get to learn some real kids. What? Some real life skills. After all, if you know how to read a face, you can take on the world. That's a unique life skill. April 24th, 9:56 a.m. Klaus Orphanage Garage. So this is the garage, huh?
It doubles as the maintenance room. I wonder if Meg's here.
Hey, Ernest. What you doing here?
Just here to check up on Bill. Wanted to know if his recovery was going well. Oh, I've got myself an assistant since the last time I was here. This is Justina Smith, my very own protege.
By protege, he means I have to lug around all the evidence and drive him everywhere.
That, my dear student, is how you learn.
Nice to meet you, Justina. I'm Megan Konecki, but you can just call me Meg. Pleasure to meet you, Meg.
Konecki, Ken Konecki.
Sorry. I have trauma from Dead by Daylight. Do you work here? Yep. I do all the maintenance here. Though at the moment I've been preoccupied with Bill's car. I'm a mechanic too, you know? You seem a little young to be a mechanic. I'm perfectly old enough. I just turned 18. I've got a lot to learn. A lot of talent. I even made this helmet myself. Name Megan Konecki. Age 18. Birthday February 13th. Occupation mechanic. Okay, a young car mechanic and former resident at the Klaus Orphanage. She's very passionate about cars and seems quite good at repairing them. Recently, she's been hard at work fixing up Bill's car. What you think? Cool, huh? Hold on, aren't those supposed to cover your entire face? Hey, it's still a work in progress.
It looks good to me. Anyways, while we were here, we wanted to see if we could finally solve the mystery behind Bill's accident.
I really don't think you should worry about it. It was just a harmless prank after all. Harmless? Bill could have died! I don't think it was meant to be that serious. What do you mean? Well, the kids here get bullied a lot. So I think it was just someone who wanted to mess up with us and got a little carried away. I don't think any good is gonna come out of making a big deal out of it. It's better to just let it go.
I understand how you feel, but Bill is my friend. Intentional or not, he could have gotten really hurt. I'm not gonna rest until I solve it.
Hang on. Isn't this just our cover story? Why is he so into this all of a sudden? Well, whatever. We'll just go along with it for now. All we want is to know what happened that day. Can you tell us where you were? Alright, but I don't have much to say.
Statement.
I was working on Bill's car the day of the crash, just fine-tuning some things. I didn't notice any major issues, so I went on break at 1:45 p.m. By the time I got back, Bill was already in the car and he took off. He had an issue with the brakes, and next thing I knew, he had crashed into a tree. I made sure Bill was safe. I couldn't say the same for his car, though. It was in pretty bad shape. Been working on fixing it up, just waiting on a few more parts, and she'll be good as new. Kaneki statement. Beck claims she was working on Bill's car until 1:45 p.m. on the day of the crash. Bill has since hired her to repair his car for him, which he has almost finished. So the culprit must have tampered with the brakes during your break. Brakes. I feel like I'll be saying these words a lot today. Yeah, my break is 15 minutes long, so that would have been plenty of time to pull it off.
Still, that suggests to me that this was planned. Someone waited until they knew there wouldn't be anyone around the car.
That would also mean the culprit must have known the hours you work. Who knows about your schedule? I mean, it's not much of a secret. All the kids know, and so do Bill and Annie. Let's see, I also do part-time work at the mechanic shop. The co-workers there know my schedule here as well. I can't believe she's doing so much at 18. I can barely handle this one job, and I'm 4 years older than her. Doesn't seem like we'll be able to narrow it down with just that, then.
Say, Meg, do you mind if we poke around here for a bit?
I don't mind, but the accident was a month ago, so I'm not sure what you expect to find.
Investigate.
What an interesting car. I take it this is Bill's car? Sure is. I'll have it fully repaired and back to its former glory soon.
I'm glad you kept the original paint color. Still yellow as always. This thing always takes me back. Belle and I used to ride this baby for miles.
I don't understand why you'd want a yellow car. It's hideous.
What did yellow cars ever do to you?
I never care about what's on the outside. It's the internals that matter to me. A good engine is what makes a car, and the engine on this one is a thing of beauty. They don't make them like this anymore. Still, this car looks great. I'd never be able to tell it got into a wreck. You did a great job repairing it. What's left to do? Just waiting on a few more parts to come in. Bill already paid me for all the work.
This car is a classic, so we need special parts that are hard to get.
It's hard to find a good deal, plus the parts take forever to show up. I write this down.
Bill's car.
Bill's car, the same one that was involved in the accident, is a rare model. The parts for it are expensive and difficult to come by. What a lonely-looking box, all alone in the corner. Oh yeah, that's where I keep my spare rope. What do you need rope for? That comes in handy for a lot of things. It's good to have on hand. Huh. This one looks all short and frayed. Some of these other ones are all knotted together. Huh, that's weird. I could have sworn I still had a long spool of ropes in there. Stuff is useless to me in that state. I guess I'll have to go buy some more. For now, I will take note of it. Rope box. Box in the garage for storing rope. It's full of tangled fray rope. Meg claims there was originally one long spool of rope inside. You've got a lot of tools here. Yep, I got everything you need to fix this place up. Wrenches, nuts, bolts, chainsaws. Chainsaws? They make trimming the trees way more fun. That sounds really dangerous. It's completely safe with this helmet. It may be harder to see, but I don't have to worry about anything hitting my face. What about the bottom half? That makes it even worse! Hey, I remember this thing. What's it called again? It's called a dolly. Do 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 do. Right, I had one that I rode all the time. As a kid, I'd take it to the top of a hill and then roll down.
I knew you were a daredevil.
I was briefly, then my sister ratted me out to my parents. So, what do you use this thing for? It makes getting under cars a lot easier. It's also nice for moving heavy stuff around. Maybe using it like a toy was a bad idea. What's with all this spray paint? Spray paint gets a bad reputation, but it's cheap and versatile. I used this stuff a lot back in high school, so I'm a bit of an expert.
Looks like some of these are labeled FN.
Those belong to someone I used to know. Just throw them away. Did something happen? It's nothing. I'll write that down. Spray paint. A can of spray paint in Meg's garage. Someone has sprayed the initials FN onto it. Hey, detective! A stepladder!
It sure is. Let's move on.
You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Hold on. It could be important.
It's just a stepladder. Those are never important.
Those are the most important things in the entire universe, Hunt. Says you. Maybe the stepladder is the key to solving the case.
Oh, really? I'd love to hear your theory.
Well, maybe they... No, that doesn't work.
Why don't you think about it while we investigate? And if you think it's important, then we'll come back here straight away.
Fine. But if I'm right, you owe me a latte.
And if I'm right,
I'll buy you a latte.
this seems like a very one-sided bet.
I already talked to you. No, I didn't already talk to you. I'm dumb. So, how did you end up becoming a mechanic? Funnily enough, from Annie. When I moved in 5 years ago, I saw her working on her car. Turns out she'd been working with machinery since she was a kid. I started watching her, and we bonded over it. Huh. I thought she was just a magician. She's both. It's how she learned to make her own stage tools. So after getting the basics from her, I started learning more on my own. That's how I got here. I just wish Bill would be more supportive.
Bill's a bit of a hardhead, but he does it out of love. Just show him how happy this makes you and he'll turn around.
How could someone have messed up the brakes? Weren't you here all day? I left the garage unattended during my break. Perfect time for someone to come. Take my brakes over by my old room. Part of me really misses living here. I can't blame you. I moved out of my parents' place, but I visit them so often that I forget I ever left.
Oh, to be young. Back in my day, I couldn't wait to move out.
Say that like you're an old man. You're still in your 30s.
Years on the force make you feel older.
So, what do you think of Bill? He's nice, if not a bit overbearing. He's always going on about school and church. But he loves kids, and he loves what he does. Growing up here wasn't always easy, but it could have been a lot worse. Sounds like a pretty good guy. Yeah, if only he'd quit trying to make me go to college.
He'll come around. It's just hard for him to accept that college isn't for everyone.
I know what that is. My dad was the same way. What was it like growing up here? It's certainly a unique environment. Sure is. It took some getting used to, that's for sure. But I really like the other kids that were here. We were all sorta like one big family. But was kind of a father figure to us. Still is, I guess. What did you do for fun? Well, you didn't hear this from me, but sometimes we'd pull pranks on Bill. Just harmless fun. One time I swapped around the wiring in his car. The look on his face when the AC dial started changing the radio. Priceless. Note to self, don't let Meg near the cruiser.
Okay.
Looks like no one's here at the moment. I should go explore other areas more and come back here later.
Huh.
Okay. Hold on.
Fuck, I don't know how to get out of this. Okay.
Last month. Okay. Repayments. I don't exactly know which thing I'm going to need to object to first. Of the brakes. Where has to be one of the cars? Car bulk. Okay. There's a just statement again. I went on Bill's car on the day of the crash. It's fine-tuning some things. I didn't notice any issues. She's on break at 1:45 p.m. By the time I got back, it was already in the car and we took off. Had an issue with the brakes, and the next thing I knew, we had crashed into the trees. I made sure Bill's safe, but I didn't save the car things in good shape. It should be good as new. Ah, car brakes receipt. No major issues. Then why'd you order new brakes? You know, Meg, Bill likes to keep a lot of receipts and records lying around in his office. We found this in his room. You ordered a brand new pair of brakes at 1:15 p.m. just before the accident. If there weren't any issues with the car, why would you order a pair of brakes? Well, I'm surprised he still has that.
Bill is pretty bad at throwing away things. Mind explaining why you ordered those brakes?
Well, look, I can explain. Those brakes weren't for Bill's car. I ordered them for my own car. The brakes had worn out from overuse. Must have left the receipt in Bill's room. I paid for the brakes myself. I'd show you, but I left my car at home. Something still seems off. I should consider looking over her statement again. I ordered them for my own car. Brakes had worn out from overuse. I left the receipt in Bill's room. I paid for the brakes myself. I'd show you, but my car's at home. How come she's written on Bill's car? It's really not here. They'll hold off on this for now. Okay. So, you ordered a brake pedal to replace the previous one in your car? Bingo! The thing is, we talked to Miss Card, and she said you finished rebuilding your car 2 weeks ago. The accident took place before then. If you couldn't even drive your car yet, how would the brakes be worn out yet? Been worn out? She did? Yeah, that's right. They were worn out. Not by me. Let me explain. The car I was rebuilding already had brakes, but I found out they were all worn out. Annie usually helps me with parts, but she didn't have any brakes I could use, so I got them by myself. I ordered them online, and then I went and picked them up, and when I got off work. See, it's really not a big deal. I just ordered things wrong. I guess that does explain everything. Maybe she's not hiding anything. She isn't hiding anything after all? criminals. Hmm. Okay, I don't think I can do anything with this yet. April 24th, Zero City, alleyway. This art seems... Hey, who the heck are you? Doughboy?
You know this guy?
I wouldn't forget. This punk is Fry Noyle, but everyone calls him Doughboy because of his art. Vandalizes my dad's shop every week. Psh, I spend my art to a lot of places. Whatever. Nickel and Diamonds Antiques. You know that you know the store? Hey! Hold on. Sorry. Hey, you guys are the ones who keep erasing art. Take your art away from our shop.
Mind filling me in?
Doughboy here runs around spray painting on various buildings. It's always desserts, like cookies and cakes.
I see. So, Mr. Doughboy, we heard you were involved in a car accident last month.
Class Orphanage ring any...
Class Orphanage ring any bells?
Psh, that's none of your business, pal.
I'm afraid it is my business. I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. This is my assistant, Justina Smith. We'd like to ask you a few questions.
Cops? No way, I ain't talking.
You can either talk to us here or at the station. Your choice. If you cooperate, we'll leave you and your pastries in peace.
Hunt, I don't think you can just threaten to arrest everybody who doesn't immediately cooperate. It's not how that works. Fine, whatever. I'll talk. I wanted to pull a little prank on that old orphanage guy. Figured it'd be funny. So about 1:30, I jacked up the brakes of in his car. Not much else to it. In and out, no trouble. One of you cops came by later to question me, but she kept insisting I didn't do it. Noyle's statement. Fry claims to have visited the orphanage around 1:30 p.m. On the day of the accident, he admits to causing the accident, but Detective Swift seems to think otherwise. This little prank of yours could have killed a man. Do we have Fry? We should have him. Fry Noyle, age 18. That's an 18-year-old? Okay. Birthday, February 15th. Occupation, artist. AKA Doughboy. A graffiti artist that likes spray painting various kinds of desserts. He's also a giant thorn in my side, as he's been vandalizing the side of my dad's store for months. You should feel ashamed of yourself. Whatever you say, Greenie. Greenie, you little...
Don't let him get to you.
Right. Guess we have to question him now. This is gonna be a long day. That's a pretty cupcake. Show those dead some respect. It's Dad. I painted this cupcake in honor of the 5th Street Big O Cupcakes. They made the best orange cupcakes on this side of town. Until they closed last week.
Taken away too soon.
Is it really that good? Of course it was. That's why we honor their legacy.
Rising costs cause them to sell it to a corporate chain. It's a struggle to keep a small business afloat these days.
Big O Cupcakes will live on in our hearts. I feel bad for the owners. Looks like a slice of pie. What kind is it meant to be? What's the best kind of pie? Chocolate. It's chocolate? That's too decadent, even for me. Hey, Detective, what's your favorite kind of pie?
Mine would have to be a warm apple pie. My mom always baked those for our family.
Mine is chocolate and pumpkin. Oh, wait, what? Oh, that was Justina talking.
Me, I'm a simple man. I like a nice cherry pie.
Great, now I'm hungry. What's this supposed to be? It's a roll cake, Greenie.
I always call those jelly rolls.
Yeah, but this one doesn't have any jelly. Looking at all these sweets is starting to make me feel sick. Haven't you ever considered painting something else for a change? Something healthier? Like some broccoli? No way, I hate broccoli! I love broccoli. I only paint things that bring me joy anyways. Hey, broccoli can bring you joy too! You have to cook it right. You just have to cook it right. Why is this eclair so lifeless? It's just an outline, Greenie. I haven't finished it yet. Outline? You don't really seem like the type to paint with a plan in mind. Well, that takes a lot of time and thought, Greenie. But I wouldn't expect you to appreciate fine art. Fine art? It's a spray-painted dessert! I put a lot of consideration into every drop of paint. It all comes together to form a delicious masterpiece. I see. I wonder how it will turn out. So much spray paint. He put his initials on these cans too.
Hashtag number C48E1C and number 6D4D3A. What the heck are you?
What? Oh.
That was Justina again.
What the
heck are you talking about?
The colors of the spray paint. Those are hexadecimal codes.
What?
It's just a way of sharing color values. Pretty necessary for computers.
Color me impressed. You figured it out just by looking at it.
What can I say? I'm the daughter of 2 artists. See how long it'll take for him to figure out the numbers on the spray paint.
I see you're a fan of pastries.
Sure am. They're the perfect subjects. Round, soft, sweet. This is what humans were made to eat. I prefer savory pastries myself. Savory? Savory pastries are for cowards. I see. He's very opinionated. I hear you were classmates with Meg. Were you 2 friends? Can't imagine why anyone would want to be friends with this guy. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe not. Never mind then. If I can ask, why exactly did you decide to become a menace to society and vandalize people's property? Art has no boundaries. I ain't gonna let my creativity be stifled by a bunch of landlords. It ain't always proper and legal. It ain't always proper and legal. My works make a statement. You should be thanking me for making this dump of a city look better. Graffiti is not making the city look better. Says you, my pastries are beautiful. Just wanted to bring some life to all this boring concrete. Just cause you can't appreciate art doesn't mean other people can't, Greenie. I heard you attend Whitehall Academy. Did you cheat on the entrance exam or something? Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I think what she means to ask is, why not pursue a career instead of a life of petty crime?
I don't think I have my ways of making money. Sometimes I auction off my art. I got my own little online fan base, the Doughheads. They donate to me and stuff, keeps my art going. People are paying him to vandalize? It's ridiculous. Why would anyone want to donate to you? Jealous or something? The Doughheads are tired of born losers like you who try to gatekeep art. Spreading the love of and beauty of art and dessert, that's the motto of the Doughheads. I figured it'd be fun. So about 1:30, I jacked up the brakes of his car.
Ah, Kaneki.
We talked to the mechanic at the orphanage. She said she was working on the car until 1:45 p.m. You couldn't have tampered with the brakes at 1:30. She would have seen you. Shit! Now you're calling me a liar? Meg's a liar. Always changing her mind whenever it suits her.
No one said her name.
Fuck! You know what? We got nothing else to talk about, cop. Do you know Meg? I ain't telling you nothing. Anything.
He's hiding something, we just need to force it out of him.
Force it out of him? The way to prove Fry and Meg know each other. Do I have any evidence like that? Take a look at this, Fry. We found the spray can from the garage Meg works at. So what? It's just a can. See the F on there? I bet it stands for Fry and Oil, just like your other cans. The two of you did art together. Now tell us what you know. FN means found nothing. That's a weak comeback.
Meg told us all about you, Fry. About how you messed up and blamed her.
It's her fault for playing dumb, not mine.
I'm having a hard time believing you.
It's a pretty bold bluff he's pulling. You kidding me? She asked me to come over that day twice. I bail her out and then she turns around and spits in my face, calls me a liar.
How did you bail her out exactly?
You know what? Forget it. I'm not saying another word to you.
You either talk to us now or you can stew this over in a jail cell. Your choice.
Alright, geez, you're real pushy, you know that? Look, Meg and I went to school together, took art classes and stuff. We got close, real close, but then she up and tells me she just wants to be friends. I'm like, yeah, whatever, so after graduating we stayed friends, but we kinda started drifting apart. And then out of nowhere, I get some letter from her saying she changed her mind, talking about all her feelings for me. Sounds pretty sweet, right? She wants to meet up at her old room, the day of that accident around 1:50 p.m.
So, what happens next?
And the weird thing happens. Around 1 p.m. she calls me and asks me to go pick up a car brake pedal for her. So, I did. And I brought it around 1:30 p.m. and she gets all overjoyed and happy about it too. But then, when I asked her about us in the letter, she acts like she has no idea what I was talking about. Can you believe that? She really used me. Just plays the sick joke. Must act like I'm the one lying about it. I didn't want to let that slide, so I just took those stupid brakes and left. So, you didn't mess with the brakes in Bill's car? No, I didn't.
Then why take the credit?
Apparently some lady from there saw me leaving and decided to blame me for it. So I decided to roll with it. People think I nearly killed a man and got away with it. Nobody would want to mess with me.
You would also be arrested.
Did Meg tell you why she wanted the brakes? I didn't ask. She ordered them online, so I grabbed it.
Do you still have it?
I returned it. Money probably got refunded to her card. I don't have a use for a car brake. Just because she used me doesn't mean I'm gonna steal her stuff. I mean, I still think that counts as stealing.
I see. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Noyle.
Whatever. Just get out of here and leave me alone already. Love letter. A letter from Meg sent to Fry Noyle, professing her love for him, and asking him to meet her at the orphanage around 1:50 p.m. Unused car brakes. Apparently, Meg requested Fry to buy replacement car brakes around 1 p.m. The day of the accident, however, Fry never delivered them. Not buy, pick them up. So what now?
Got a new lead to follow up on. Let's check it out.
Leads. Find out who's behind BG Turtles LLC. Investigate the Foster Orphanage for clues. Question Megan Kaneki about the car bricks. I want to see something. You and Bill seem pretty close. Do you come and see him often?
From time to time, when I get the chance. We're not as close as we used to be. One of the things about being older is that you see your friends less.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I met up with my old friends from high school. Maybe I should get together with them again. In any case, how come you never decided to help solve this case sooner? You seem like the type of guy to move mountains for your friends.
I think part of me just forgot it was a crime. To me, it was an accident. Bill walked away from his car alive, and that's what matters most. Remember, this is Detective Swift's case to solve, not ours. Like Sue told us before, this is our cover.
Cover or not, I can't just leave this unsolved. Maybe I could talk to Sophie. Miss Card is quite the character. She seems to care about the orphanage a lot. All my landlord cares about is that my rent is paid on an exact day.
It's a unique situation. I'm happy Bill found this place.
I'd be a lot less frustrated with renting if I had a landlord like her.
If you don't like your landlord, you could always find a better place.
Have you seen apartment prices in the city? I need my pay to be doubled before I can afford anything better. After that, I have to move back in with my parents.
I'm with you there.
Mike seems like a pretty skilled mechanic, especially at only 18. When I was 18, I didn't even know how to file my own tax returns.
Everyone has something they're good at. Not to brag or anything, but I used to be the champion of the arcade.
Really? I'd never have guessed.
Looks can be deceiving, Miss Assistant. For example, you may just look like an unassuming clerk. But really, you're pretty skilled at detective work. You might even run me out of a job.
I've only done as well as I have because of you. I'm not remotely qualified for this.
Who says you can't get those qualifications? If you ever wanted to finally join the club, I'm sure you'd be great at it. That is, assuming Sue would let you go.
I think I'll just stick to what I'm comfortable with. Paperwork is nice and safe. For all the people to be involved in this case, it just had to be Doughboy.
You've got quite the grudge against him.
That's because he won't stop vandalizing our shop. Art belongs in a museum, not on the side of my dad's store. Customers equate graffiti to crime, and crime means fewer customers. He's been at this for the past 2 months. Every time we try to run him off, he comes right back.
Unfortunately, vandalism is a tough crime to fight against. Even if we had infinite resources to throw at the problem, there will always be more graffiti to deal with.
One way or another, I'll take you down, Doughboy.
Garage.
Brakes. So I got them myself.
No, you didn't.
An interesting thing happened today. We paid a visit to the Fry Noel. He claims that you asked them to pick up those car brakes for you just before the accident. You two got into a fight about something, and so he left with them. You didn't pick up those brakes. Tell us the truth.
Please, Meg. Don't keep lying.
It was an accident, I swear.
Tell us what happened.
It was me. I broke the brakes. I was under the steering wheel of the car and I must have been putting my weight on the pedal. I thought it would be fine, but it ended up snapping the bridge in half. That's why I asked Fry for help. After he left with them, I tried using metal glue and tape to repair it temporarily. And then I went on break hoping it would be fine. But then they failed, and when Bill tried to drive it.
Was Bill aware of this?
I was going to tell him, but he got back before I finished my break. I didn't have a chance to tell him. The glue and tape must have come off while he was driving. I didn't get to explain what happened until after the crash. Hold on! If it was an accident, why didn't you just tell the police that? If my boss found out that I nearly killed a customer, I'd have been fired for sure. The landlady said she saw someone leaving the parking lot, and so that's who took the blame. But I never told her the truth. We just agreed to her side of the story. So he was trying to protect you.
So he was trying to protect you.
The person leaving... Was that Fry? He said he left at 1:30. How could the landlady have seen him? I don't know. Maybe he lingered around a bit. He was very upset about that stupid letter. I told him I didn't write it, but he didn't believe me. Hold on. That was the last time we spoke. If you didn't
write it, then who did?
I don't know. It must have been a cruel prank. I'm really sorry about everything.
Don't be. Bill should have told me.
Detective, what do we do?
I was really looking forward to catching the one who hurt my friend. But not like this. Miss Assistant, I need you to do me a favor. Head back to the station with Meg. We need her to give us the full facts of this case.
Am I under arrest?
It's just a routine procedure, as long as you'll come willingly. If you cooperate, I'll make sure this doesn't appear on your criminal record. Can you do that?
I understand. I'll go.
What about you? I'll keep investigating what we actually came here for. Tell the others I said so.
Broken brakes. Meg claims that she accidentally snapped the brakes on Bill's car less than an hour before the crash. Nobody was informed about this. April... Hold on. I'll be back. Because I've been recording for a while, so I'll be back. Okay, so we are back. April 24th, 12:40 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5, Police Station. Excuse me? I'm back, Miss Earl. I brought a guest with me. I was expecting you to. Detective Hunt called and told me something. I'd pressed that before I finished reading. I thought I told you that this case was closed, but I suppose we can worry about that later. Miss Carnegie, right? I'm Sue P. Earl. And I'm the head clerk here. Do you mind coming with me? I want to get the full story. Sure. Okay. Don't worry, Meg. Just tell her the truth and everything will be fine. Well, I hope she'll be okay. Jessie, you're back! Sophie, don't surprise me like that. Sorry. I'm just happy to see you. You solved the case. If you keep going like this, you'll be a full detective before you know it. Thanks. But I wish you could have been there. This was your first case. Don't worry about it. Better to be solved by you than let it go cold forever. But no buts. We have a bigger case to solve, so chin up. How do things at the orphanage go? Did you and Red find anything on BG Turtles? No, nothing at all. Whatever's going on, it looks like the orphanage has nothing to do with it. Well, I did some digging myself. From what I could find, the charity could legally transfer the money, as long as it was agreed to by both the charity and the orphanage. The money would also need to be used within the confines of what's permissible for charity money. I love her song. Specifically, it can't be used for the benefit of anyone at the charity or the orphanage. But I couldn't find anything on BG Turtles LLC itself. So, where do we even go from here? If only we still had Chandra's proof. Well, why don't we try talking to her again? Who, Chandra? Yeah, and maybe she can point us in the right direction. It's worth a shot anyways. You've got a point. Let's go. We're in the interrogation room and I'll go grab Chandra. April 24th, 12:50 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5 interrogation room. This is weird. Good afternoon, Chandra. How are you holding up? As well as I could be, given everything. Did you find anything? Unfortunately not. We don't have much to go off right now. All we have is your claim, but without any proof, we've got nothing. We thought you could help us. Well, I'll help however I can. What do you want to know? I wanted to ask, why exactly did you decide to steal half the money from the safe? That was Justina's voice. You must have had a reason. I thought I went over this again before, but I guess I can explain it again. Owen had me help him with the accounting work for the charity money. While I was going over the numbers, I learned that part of the money was missing. I dug further, and that's when I was able to find the name BG Turtles LLC. So the amount of money that was supposed to be in the safe wasn't there. The safe already has half the money missing, but no one knew it yet. If we took another half the money from the safe, it would garner attention towards the safe. Upon further investigation, the public would realize the safe still does not have the true amount it should have. Then the Eubanks would be exposed for their theft. Second statement. That's pretty clever. That's pretty clever. So, how much money was supposed to be in the safe? Roughly 380,000 alms. So that means the amount that was actually in the safe was 355,000 alms. Wait, that's it! Sophie, the police recorded the amount of money in the safe, right? They should have. I'll go check with Sue. We'll need to confirm the fundraised amount as well. Do you know where we might find a record of that? Well, the Eubanks should have it. Right, I doubt we'll get them to cooperate with us willingly. I don't think either of the Eubanks would be happy if we showed up at the estate again. Well, we could always try their office in the city. I'm sure they have records there. Good idea, let's give that a shot then. Thank you for your help, Chandra. Good luck. I hate to keep bothering Chandra, but she's the only chance we have. Could the Eubanks really have stolen the money themselves? If so, then why? Maybe it's like Detective Hunt said, they do it because they can. But I can't shake the feeling there's more to this story. Hey, Justy, I'm back. Sophie, what did you find out? You're right. There were about 355,000 alms recovered from the safe money. Ha! I would just have to find the Eubanks records and they'll have nothing to hide behind. You're all pumped up all of a sudden. It's just, after seeing what Chandra went through with her firing, and how much the orphanage means to Detective Hunt, I can't let all of that be in vain. It's up to us to solve this case now. That's the spirit. I like the sight of you, Justy. Anyway, let's head out. We can take the police cruiser. Why would we ever do that when we have Zephyr? Hang on! I still haven't recovered from the last time we rode that. My head and stomach were spinning for the whole next day. Come on, we'll get there so much faster. Just hold on to me, you'll be fine. But... needless to say, I hugged the ground as soon as we arrived. April 24th, 1:30 p.m., Eubank Investments, lobby, yeah. Wow, so this is Eubank Investments. It's just as cold and dreary as I expected. They could at least hang a painting or two.
Excuse me, can I help you with something?
Equivalent exchange!
Leighton sounding music with a reference to Full Metal Alchemist. Hell yeah.
Ah! Why does every person in the city sneak up on me? We're the city police. I'm Detective Sophie Swift, and this is my assistant, Justina Smith.
Police officers, huh? Well, Eubank Investments is always happy to cooperate with the police. What can I assist you with, officers?
At this point, you might as well just hand me a badge. Well, you could start with your name.
Oh, my apologies. How rude of me. My name is Lowell Ledger, Executive Assistant. Now, was there some reason for your visit?
Profiles.
I keep on thinking that the profiles are in the summary section.
Name Lowell Ledger, age 26, birthday July 5th, occupation Administrative Assistant. Administrative Assistant at Eubank Investments. He's a bit of a pompous jerk and quite ambitious. His watch reminds me of Detective Hunt's watch. We're here to investigate the Klaus charity. I'm aware that Eubank Investments handles the fundraising.
Klaus charity! I'm sorry, but you'll have to take up that matter with the president.
President? Well, can we speak with him then?
I'm afraid he's not here at the moment. He's a very busy man.
Hang on a moment. We didn't come here just to be turned away. We suspect someone involved with the charity may have embezzled some of the money. All we need is to verify the amount that was raised. Surely you could help us with that. That is, if you have nothing to hide.
That's not how that works, Justina. That's not how the law works. Embezzlement, huh? Yes. I believe I can help you with that. One moment, please.
Well, that certainly got him in the mood to cooperate. What do you make of all this, Sophie? Do you really think the Eubanks are hiding something? You saw Chandra's file. There's clearly something Mr. Eubank doesn't want us knowing about. As for why, I'm not sure. But right now, we should confirm that Chandra's info is correct. You're right. By the way, about the accident case... I don't know much to say on it. I'm just glad you and Red were able to solve it. I just thought you should know. Your early investigation was invaluable to us. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to track down Doughboy. do, do. That was what led us back to Meg in the first place. Should have figured all of it out on my own. Red trained me himself. He vouched for me to take on the car crash. And I failed him. I failed Bill. And I failed myself. That's not true! You're a great detective! You could have arrested Fry as soon as you found him. I certainly would have. But you didn't. You even wrote why in the case file. I spoke with the primary suspect, Fry Noyle. He said he broke the brakes and his motive was to gain street cred. But when asked for details, he refused to explain how he broke the brakes. Given how upfront he was about motives and the opportunity, not explaining the means is unusual. This has led me to believe he's lying and is not our culprit. Without other evidence, I have no grounds to keep Fry Noyle as a suspect. Now tell me, why were you honest when you wrote that? I was. Then you knew you did the right thing. Today, Bill told us a lot of employers turn people down for a criminal record, no matter how small. You stopped that. No matter what I think of him, he should be arrested for crimes he didn't commit. If you ask me, that makes you a great detective. You really mean it? I do. And we're going to prove it now. We'll crack this embezzlement case and reveal the Eubank secrets. Not again. How long has he been listening to us?
Here's the file you so politely requested. Take a look. I assure you, all of our dealings are above board.
I'll see about that. Let's see. It's a pretty boring financial document. Thankfully, I'm pretty good at reading those. Total amount fundraised. 308,017 alms.
According to the recovered charity money and class charity records, approximately 25,000 alms are unaccounted for from the fundraised money.
Where have I heard 25,000? I've heard it before. It's somewhere. Car brakes. Insurance letter. Eubank statement. Rent payments. Orphanage lease marriage. I swear I heard 25,000 somewhere. Are you absolutely certain that this is the correct amount?
I can attest to its accuracy. Is there some sort of problem with that amount?
Should I reveal the discrepancy to him?
Hell no. Hell to the no. I'm gonna save that for a sec, really.
Ounce?
Are you hiding something from me, officer?
I'm not an officer. I'm just a clerk. And it's none of your business. Thank you for your help, Mr. Ledger. So, what now? I think it's time to go have a chat with Mr. Eubank about this. The proof we have, it's sure to be a contentious confrontation. We'll head out when you're ready. Do you mind revealing here for a second, Mr. Ledger?
If you must.
This must be the receptionist's desk. There is a place back here for someone to sit, but the receptionist must be gone. Hey, look! There's a bowl of candy back here. I'm sure they won't mind if we swipe a couple of pieces. Hey! You can't just run around taking things without asking first. You're a detective. You have to set a good example for everyone. What if this candy is an important clue? You never know. Probably doesn't even taste good. Fake candy never does. You're no fun, Justy. There's a vase of pretty flowers here. Pretty yellow flowers here. I think it's fair to say Mrs. Eubank put these here. She really seems to like yellow flowers. I remember seeing similar ones at their estate. She said they represented optimism. How do flowers represent such abstract things like that? Like, who looks at a flower and decides what they represent? I think it's a bit more complicated than that. Hold on, I wonder if there's any cheesy lines attached to this. May our profits bloom as beautifully as these. What kind of saying is that? I don't think I've ever seen this before. It must be the company's logo. Looks like a giant E in the shape of a skyrise. That's kind of clever. I hate corporate logos like these. They're always so plain and uninspired. Just meant to be inoffensive and easily remembered. I don't think a corporate logo needs to be much more than that. We're in the heart of Azure City now. I don't think I've ever been here before. Well, this whole area is primarily financial district. There's not much here except officers and corporate headquarters. You can't see much from down here, but the higher floors have great views of the city. Hey, Lowell, do you think you could give us a tour of the upper offices?
No.
Well, it was worth a shot. There's a lot of comfy-looking furniture in here. Well, they aren't as comfy as they look. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't we check the cushions? You never know what sort of clues we might find.
You're gonna find 2 cents.
All I found are some coins and a faded receipt. Oh, score! I've got an unopened piece of gum! I'll trade you for the coins. Deal! There's a vending machine in the other room. There's enough here for a snack. Heh, sucker! So, Mr. Ledger, what exactly do you do around here?
As I said before, I am the assistant to the president. I assist him in all of his roles. If there is something he doesn't want to do, he delegates it to me. Admittedly, often smaller administrative tasks.
Sounds like you'd rather be doing more.
Of course I would. My position wasn't easy to land. I have no intention on stopping here. I'll continue climbing the ladder as far as I can go. Perhaps one day, I'll be the one running the show.
You seem pretty ambitious.
Ambition is the driving force of progress. If we just accept where we are in life, we'd never go further. I know that firsthand. My family was like that, always saddled in debt, never striving to get better. So I did something about it. I got my degree in business, and I did everything I could to get to where I am now.
I don't think that's a fair assessment. A lot of people don't have access to those same opportunities. Everybody chooses to end up that way. It can be a very difficult thing to get out of, ambition or not.
There is always a means to an end. If only you are brave enough to pursue it, good things come to those who deserve it.
You said something earlier about the president?
That would be Anton Chambers, my boss. He's quite the ruthless businessman. It's easy to tell how he got his position. He is never afraid of risks, and never shies away from seizing opportunities when he sees them. In that way, I strive to do the same. Business is sink or swim. You either make it or you don't. Eventually, you have to realize that sometimes your success has to come at the cost of another's. You might think it cruel. That's just how this world is. Those who deserve success are those who don't shy away from reaching it.
What an off way to look at things. I think you can be successful without undermining others in the process.
That sort of naivete won't cut it here. Eubank Investments only hires those who are willing to do whatever it takes.
If this is the sort of people who fill the business world, then thank the gods I didn't stay in management. What can you tell me about Eubank Investments?
We're one of the most successful real estate investment firms this side of the Azure Bay. Our company is behind a lot of the city's recent major developments, including the transformation of the Sunrise District. Recently, we've even begun expanding our plans eastward, past the Junal Mountains.
Sounds like the company is doing very well, then.
We've routinely broken our projected revenue, and that shows no sign of stopping. Business is good. Of course, that's dependent on the continued success of our developments. There's been some recent trouble, but it's nothing we can't turn around.
Recent trouble, huh? I'm sure it's nothing, but I'll try to remember that for later.
April 24th, 2 p.m., Eubank Estate Foyer.
Think I'd be back here again. Almost feels like yesterday. Toasty, no! Ah! He's barreling toward us! Gotcha! Oh, hi there, Fi. Long time no see. Miss Justina! Miss Sophie! You're back! It's nice to see you again, Fi. How have you been? Well, Toasty and I really miss Oliver and Chandra. Father's making me clean my own room now. It's not fair.
You should be doing that.
To talk about spoiled. And we don't get any more of Oliver's extra special curry. Don't worry, Fi. There's plenty of curries in the world for you to enjoy still. So, are you guys here for more hide and seek? Not this time. We're to speak with your father. Is he around? Aww. He's in his office. I'll take you there.
Oh, she's gonna get in trouble. She's gonna get in so much trouble. No.
That would be great. Thank you. Alright, let's race. Wait. Now she's making a game out of it? Well, I'd better hurry there. Back in the lion's den once more. Father, the nice police officers want to talk to you again.
Thank you, Fi. Why don't you run off and play now?
Okay.
So, it's you again. Just how many times exactly are you going to invade my home before you're content?
I believe this is the last time. We needed to talk to you about the Klaus charity.
This nonsense again. What is it now?
I thought you should know Chandra recovered from her injuries today.
I'm quite aware. We just had her dismissed from our employment.
She claims you've been embezzling money from the charity.
You...
Hey, don't get mad at us. Those were her words. Regardless, we want to ask you what you know about BG Turtles LLC.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard about that in my life.
You and I fucking lie. As if! We know you stole Chandra's documents on it. Why don't you just come clean already? We've already caught you.
I want you to consider your words very, very carefully, clerk. I can have you blacklisted from every job in the Azure City and beyond.
I think he can threaten me?
This is illegal! You're doing this in front of a police officer. Arrest this man.
Whoa, no need for that. Let's all just calm down. We aren't accusing you of anything at this time, Mr. Eubank. We just want to hear your side of things.
Are you really going to entertain the baseless words of that snake?
It would be irresponsible of us to not look into it. Besides, if there's nothing wrong with your statement, we won't bother you again.
Fine, but this is the last statement I'll give to you. Every year, our company fundraises money for the Klaus charity. After the money is collected and counted, it is stored here for safekeeping. We were making arrangements to transfer the money to the Klaus orphanage when a little incident happened. Because of that, all the money we collected is either still there or in your possession. Mr. Eubank's statement. According to Owen, all the fundraising charity money is stored in cash at the Eubank estate. He denies that any of the money is missing. So that's what he wants to claim, huh? If it's alright with you, we'd like to go over that with you in more detail. In the meantime, do you mind if we poke around a bit? Don't overstay your welcome. Travel. Shouldn't finish investigating here first. What's up here? The History of the World Part... Oh, the History of the World Part 0. Why did I think that Eubank was saying that? Shouldn't it be Part 1? That book covers history before humans. We were only around for less than a fraction of this planet's life. This thing is huge! Have you read this whole book? Cover to cover, though now I only go back to specific portions of it. After all, how can we inhabit a world that we don't truly understand? If you ever read it, you might learn a thing or two. It's ever bad to broaden one's horizons. Right, maybe I'll check it out another time. What's down here? Where in the world is carbon dioxide? Isn't this a children's book? It was Fi's favorite when she was younger. I used to read it to her every night. She's going to be a wonderful scientist someday. Scientist? What about the family business? I would prefer that she follows her own path, rather than my footsteps. Says the guy who wants her to be a scientist. What's on here? Fiesta Fantasy 4 soundtrack. 6 soundtrack. Stop snooping around! Sorry. So, is that video game music? What of it? Fiesta Fantasy has some of the most beautiful music I ever listened to. The 6th game is where the composer truly shined. I didn't mean to offend, it's just surprising is all. This man is so real, minus the embezzlement in crimes. This man is so real. I always figured you to be you for the type to listen to classical music all day. I can't stand classical music. I guess you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. What about you, Sophie? What kind of music do you like? I've been listening to some of the classics lately, like the band White Keys and Black Stripes. Have you heard of the one-hit wonder Take You Out by Gavrilo in the Black Hand? No, I haven't. Give it a listen. His other work is great. He should have taken off beyond one song. Everyone seems to have their own musical tastes. Maybe I should expand my own beyond indie rock and coffeehouse jazz. Do you mind if I turn on this lamp? The room is sufficient light. It would be a waste of electricity. That's surprisingly conscious of you. Then at least open these curtains a bit more. Light in this room is perfect for my taste. Equal parts moody and hopeful. Is he a vampire? By the way, why is your office here and not at Eubank Investments? I have an office there, but I prefer this one for more private matters. The walls have ears. You can never trust them. That's why the most important matters are discussed here.
Sounds like paranoia to me.
Why did that change? Okay.
I heard you make investments as the president. What can you tell me about them?
That would be my compatriot Anton Chambers.
What does he do exactly?
As president, Anton handles all the day-to-day management of the company and our business ventures. Recently, he's secured us numerous new property developments. In essence, he is the beating heart of the company.
Huh. So I guess you just sit around all day and collect a paycheck?
I assure you my role involves a lot of work. As CEO, my responsibilities revolve around our company's future. With it, I carry the very soul of Eubank Investments.
Sounds to me like you're just the ideas guy.
I'm tired of this discussion. Drop it.
I think I poked a nerve there. Do you know anything about the car accident that happened at the Klaus orphanage last month?
I've heard about it, yes. Thank the gods that nobody was harmed. It's a real shame about the car, though. A classic like that deserves a better death.
It's not quite dead yet. Bill's having it repaired.
Is he now? It would cost him quite the penny. I can only imagine how he could afford such a thing.
Now that I think about it, how did Bill wind up with the money? I should ask him about it later. Sounds like you and Bill are acquaintances.
We've met before, obviously. After all, my company has a lot of ties with the orphanage. How old are you again, man? 35. 35. 34. 35. A lot of 35-year-olds. 30. 25. You're a year older than me. How old are you? 28. You do not look 28. 18. 26. You're older than me? Damn. But our relationship is strictly a professional one. I don't have any connections with him otherwise. On one of my trips to the orphanage, he happened to show me his car. A real beauty that one was.
So you don't know anything that goes on at the orphanage?
I'm afraid not. Our only dealings at this stage involve the charity.
Doesn't sound like I'll get anything useful out of him on this topic then.
Because of that, the money we collected is either still there or in your possession. That's incorrect. That's not the right one. I forgot we collected something else. Charity money.
Mr. Eubank? I'm sorry to say, but that's a lie.
What are you talking about?
We already checked the numbers. There's around 25,000 alms missing from the charity money. Of course, you already knew that, didn't you?
I don't know anything about that.
Tell us what you did with the money.
That money was accounted for perfectly. Your clumsy officers must have miscounted it.
A likely story. Unfortunately for him, I already have a good idea as to where the money went. You just have to show it to him. Actually, Mr. Eubank, I have a better explanation. Take a look at this.
Maybe this, right?
According to your former maid, Chandra, those 25,000 alms were transferred not to the orphanage, but somewhere else entirely. Shell Company, BG Turtles LLC. And would you look at that? The amounts match up perfectly. You stole the money, didn't you? BG Turtles is your company, and you try to hide the proof. Of all the places to steal from, your own charity? You're stealing money from an orphanage. Enough of this. I will not stand here while you make up slanderous lies about me. You want the truth. I'll tell you the truth. In your sloppy investigation, you overlooked several things. First of all, I already stepped down from my position at the charity. All I do is store the money. All of its decisions are made by my associate Anton Chambers. The money you was transferred before it even reached me. You can confirm that with Anton. What? Klaus Charity vote. Apparently, the Klaus Charity Board recently voted to have Owen Eubank step down from his position as director, and his role was transferred to Anton Chambers. I thought for sure he was the culprit. So you claim. Alright then, Mr. Eubank, we'll go confirm this with Mr. Chambers. But if his story doesn't match what you told us, we'll be back. Do what you must. I have nothing to hide. Where can we find Mr. Chambers? He should be in his office right now, at our headquarters. Here. Show this note to his assistant, Lowell. He'll take you to him. Thanks. Alright. When you're ready, we'll head there, Justy. April 24th, 2:45 p.m., Eubank Investments, lobby. Ah, you two are back again. What do you want now? Hello, Lowell. Thanks again for that information you gave us earlier. Is that all? Actually, we're here for something else now. We need to talk to Anton Chambers. Really now? And what business do you have with him? Does it matter? We just need to talk to him. Well, as I told you before, he's busy. Still? This is important. Yes, I'm sure it is. Unfortunately, his business is more important. So why don't you just sit tight until he's done? If you don't like that, then I'd be happy to book an appointment. The nerve of this guy. Hey, Sophie, can't we force him to let us talk with Anton? Unfortunately not. It's better that we just wait here a bit. There's gotta be a way to get to him quicker. Maybe I can show him what Owen gave us. We're gonna talk with Mr. Eubank. And? I think you should take a look at this card. Mr. Chambers' office is on the 6th floor. 6th floor, if you'll follow me. Thought you said he was too busy. Let's just go along with it, Justy. This is our chance. Right. I still can't shake that feeling. Is Anton a culprit, or does this conspiracy run deeper? There's only one way to find out, and it lies beyond the office door. Deep breath, Justina. April 24th, 3 p.m. Eubank Investments, President Office. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Mr. Chambers, 2 detectives are here to speak with you. Now I've been upgraded to detective?
I'm busy now, Mr. Lowell. Leg and white. He has a gun, so I'm making him southern. Unfortunately, sir, it is rather urgent. Take a look at this. Thank you, Lowell. You may go.
Yes, sir.
So, here are the officers who have been causing us so much trouble recently.
No, that's Detective Hunt. He can't keep his head out of anything. We just want to help an orphanage.
And why are you here to bother me, exactly?
We're investigating the Klaus charity.
Investigating? What possible reason could you have to investigate us? We're but a humble charity.
One of Mr. Eubank's former staff claims that some of the charity money is being embezzled.
You have some proof of this, I presume?
We have enough to suspect some foul play. Do you mind if we ask you some questions, Mr. Chambers?
If you must.
Anton Chambers, age 55. Birthday December 1st. Occupation president. President of Eubank Investments. And head of the Klaus charity. He's a cutthroat businessman who carries a gun everywhere. I wouldn't want to get on his bad side. Do 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 So, you're the president of Eubank Investments.
That I am. This company would be nothing without me.
Not to discount Owen's work, of course.
Not to discount Owen's work, of course. But if that man got his way, this company wouldn't be half the size it is now.
Sounds like you do have some disagreements.
Business is cutthroat. You either sink or you swim. Without direct, aggressive action, you'll fall short of the competition. Owen doesn't understand that. However, much of a skilled negotiator he may be, not every problem is solved at the bargaining table.
Maybe it's just me, but everything this guy says feels a bit ominous. So, you're the head of the Klaus charity? Why do you run it, and not Owen?
Owen found himself with too much on his plate. I, however, don't mind the extra workload. I took control of the charity several months ago. Owen, of course, retains a ceremonial role in the organization, and he stores the fundraised money himself. But anything that happens to the funds falls under my purview.
So what Owen told us is true. However, that just means Anton here is the one truly responsible. Maybe I should have a chat with him about the missing money? These are some imposing bookshelves. Let's see, there's a bunch of boring business books and... Solar Wars, Rise of the Space Bears?
That's a sci-fi classic right there. It's a thrilling tale about a small farm boy who goes on an epic galactic quest and finds the unlikeliest of allies.
I think I've heard of this before, but I thought it was a movie.
Indeed, this is a novelization of it. I'm a huge fan of the entire Solar Wars franchise, movies, books, and all. Some people think they're a bit cheesy, but the world itself is very exciting and nuanced.
I see. This is a very fancy looking chair. Is this real leather? This thing must have cost a fortune.
I spend a lot of time in this office. It's only right to have the best chair that money can buy. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. If I have a subpar chair, it would be uncomfortable to sit here. That inevitably leads to subpar work, and I don't tolerate subpar work.
I think you could get a decent chair for a lot less.
You can't put a price on quality. This chair will last a generation. My successor will be able to sit in this very same chair.
I guess I didn't think of it that way. Hey, look, a chalkboard! I don't like this chalkboard. Why not? It's covered with numbers. It makes me feel like I'm in math class again. Aw, come on. Math class wasn't that bad. I think it's overrated. Don't get me wrong, I like the logic problems we'd sometimes get, but staring at a bunch of numbers just makes my head hurt. I always preferred art class. Something wrong? Art class and I never got along. I always wanted to get done quickly, so I botched just about every project I did. One time I thought I made the cutest little clay pot, but when it was fired it completely fell apart. I think our approach might have been a bit flawed. Wow, you've got quite a view of the city from up here.
It's the best view of the financial district you can get here. Nothing brings me joy like the powerful imagery of skyscrapers dotting the horizon. It's a testament to humanity's power and determination.
Walking on the street, I always saw these buildings as imposing over me. But up here, it feels like I'm on top of the world. If you like views of the city, I have a secret spot I like to go when I need to clear my head. Maybe I can take you there sometime.
These two are so gay.
I would love that! What can you tell me about the Klaus orphanage?
We helped set it up, and this charity benefits it. While I think the cause is noble enough, I think Bill is a bit misguided.
Misguided? Misguided?
A cheap motel like that is no place for children. I think it's about time Bill looked for a more suitable location. But of all the property in the city he could choose, he stubbornly picks this one. He sticks to this one.
Hey, it's not that bad, plus Bill's got his reasons for it. Besides, what else would that motel be useful for?
Being a motel? The motel isn't what matters, it's the land it sits on. It's situated on property gold mine. That land could be put to much better use. That whole area ought to be transformed into new luxury townhouses and condos. A plethora of Zero City's finest would love nothing more than to settle their families right next to Whitehall.
And what about the kids at the orphanage? Don't they deserve to go to Whitehall too?
How simple-minded of you. I wouldn't expect you to understand.
What's that supposed to mean? Mr. Chambers, we wanted to know, have you been embezzling money from the Klaus orphanage?
Come out swinging, are we? What a preposterous accusation.
25,000 alms are missing from the charity money. If you're the one who runs this charity, then I imagine you have some knowledge about this.
A word of advice. Never shoot unless you know who your target is. Yeah, I know what happened to that money. I had it transferred to another company. What was the name of it? BG Turtles.
So you admit to taking the money?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I never said I took it. But Klaus asked me to transfer it.
What? What are you talking about? Wait a second, Bill asked you to?
Surprised? I thought you would have figured that out already.
Hang on. Why would Bill ask you to transfer money there?
It's not my business to know. You said something about needing to pay off some expenses. Now, I shouldn't have told you this, but if both the charity and the orphanage sign off on it, it's perfectly legal. So long as the money is used to pay the orphanage expenses, of course. As far as I'm concerned, once the money is transferred, it's Bill's responsibility.
That may be the case, but do you happen to know who owns the company? Oh, that may be the case, but do you happen to know who owns the company?
You sure you want the answer to that? You may not like what you find out. But I'll tell you, if only to stop this little charade. Bill Klaus owns BG Turtles LLC.
What?
I must say, I didn't know about it myself. My assistant Lowell did some digging. That's how I found out. Sounds to me like you didn't know old Bill as much as you thought you did. Now, let me make something very clear to you two. All of our dealings here are nothing but above board. We have nothing to hide.
Is Ernest going to be the one against us? Like how, is Ernest going to be defending him, Klaus, like how... Fuck, what's the name? What's the name? I forget the name. Why am I forgetting the name? Ferris was defending Oliver. All of our dealings here are nothing but above board. We have nothing to hide. So, if you want to go around accusing anyone of embezzlement, sounds to me like you should be talking to Bill about it, not me. Bill, he never told us anything about this. That can't be right. Surely he had a good reason. Sophie, what do we do now? I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at all. Red isn't going to like this. Let's head back to the station. We can regroup there. When you're ready, let's go. Right. April 24th, 3:30 p.m. Azure City Police Precinct Number 5, Station Lobby. There's no way what he said is true. Gods, I hate this. I'm with you there. Our work is never easy. So, what's next for a detective in training? I'm just a humble clerk. But I hate to say it, everything is pointing to Bill as the one behind the embezzlement. We should head back to the orphanage. Good. You're back. I finished taking Meg's statement. How did it go? She cooperated perfectly. Now it's up to the captain what happens next. He wasn't very happy about the case being reopened without his permission, but I explained the situation to him. He's willing to make an exception in this case. Three of you really need to be more careful. I can't keep covering for you like this. I'm sorry. Meg, I wish you told me the truth from the start. Hey, Sue? I'll make it up to you. Let me handle the paperwork for this case. So, that's the first time you've ever volunteered. Well, that's the first time you've ever volunteered for paperwork. Given that my clerk is off playing detective, it's all yours. Oh shit. Great. Let me see the file. I'm going to be buried in a pile of paperwork when this is over, aren't I? Something about all of this is still bothering me. Sue, I'll finish the paperwork later. I want to go look at the car again. I swear, you detectives never make my life easy. Just get it done by the end of the day. Thanks, Sue. Come on, Meg. I'll take you back on Zephyr. I got a motorcycle helmet with your name on it. Heck yeah! I've never ridden a motorcycle before. But don't worry about me. I already got my own. Pray to the gods you can handle Zephyr better than me. I'll take Sophie to the garage, so I can show her the car. I wish you luck. Time for me to find Detective Hunt.
Then I punch him in the face.
You were always good at that. Detective, who did you punch?
I can explain.
Do I even ask? Explain then!
I was talking about punching someone in a fighting game. It started right before you came in. Remember after the closing night of the musical we did in high school? We went to the arcade for the after party, and you beat me in front of the rest of the cast. That doesn't count! You went off from all the singing and dancing. You're normally too good at fighting games.
Hang on, you did theater?
We both did. Bill was our top singer, and I could win any dance battle thrown my way.
I just can't see you as anything less than a detective. You getting carried away. I need to talk to you outside, sir.
Huh? Oh, sure. I'll be right back, Bill. Duty calls. Something wrong, Miss Assistant?
It's about BG Turtles, and you're not going to like it. Sophie and I went investigating the charity, and, well, according to them, Bill had the money sent to BG Turtles, which he owns. If that's true, then...
Bill is our culprit. You know I don't trust the Eubanks, right?
I do.
And you think they're telling the truth?
As much as I hate to admit it, I think so. There's nobody else it could be.
Then, let me take care of this. Everything alright, Ernest? Listen, Bill, we didn't really come here because of the accident. We're investigating claims of embezzlement surrounding the orphanage. Does the name BG Turtles mean anything to you?
What about it?
You mind explaining your relationship with it?
I have nothing to say.
You know I can't just accept that. Answer the question, Bill. Don't make this any harder than it has to be.
And if I don't?
Then we'll have to discuss this further at the station. Miss Assistant, bring the car around. I have a few things to say in private.
I don't think...
Please, Justina.
Yes, sir. You're still here? Just moving the car? What's with that look on your face? Maybe some magic can cheer it up. We have to bring Bill in for questioning. We believe it's involved with the embezzlement. What? Well, I can't say I'm surprised. What do you mean? I mean, I'm not surprised how quickly you changed your approach. First you go after my husband and now Bill? Oh my god. Fuck you. I never said your husband was guilty. He was just a suspect. My husband has always been innocent. You're just grasping at whatever straws you can.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to discuss all of it. We need to go.
It's true! Bill, what happened?
Sorry. I'm not speaking to anyone without a lawyer.
That's quite alright, Bill. I'll take your case, if you'd let me. You think I'm innocent? We worked together for years. You always put the children before anything else. I'm sure this is all a big misunderstanding. In that case, I accept. I'll be heading to the station then. Don't forget about me. I'm coming too. What for? Bill's my friend. I know he'd never do such a thing. I'm not going to let you arrest him without giving me a chance to give my statement.
In that case, you can join us in the interrogation room. I'd like to ask you a few questions anyways.
This is going to be a long day. Once again, I was headed to the interrogation room to finish this case once and for all. Detective Hunt didn't say anything to me the whole ride back. I'm worried about him. I don't know if he can lead an interrogation like this. Only one way to find out. End of Case 3, Part 1. Alright. Well, I guess I can... Yeah. Alright, well, I will see you all next time. When we start interrogating Bill. And I guess Annie, too. And Ferris, obviously. Next time. Bye-bye!